Welcome back. Today we are going to build an outdoor Jenga game. This outdoor Jenga game is made out of 2x4s. So the first thing you need to know is how long the 2x4s have to be. Well, for that you have to stack 3 2x4s parallel one way, and then you have to stack 3 2x4s parallel 90 degrees opposite. A 2x4 is really 3.5 inches wide. So if you measure 3 2x4s that are side by side, you're going to come to a length of 10.5 inches. You're going to need 54 of these 2x4s to make the normal number of Jenga pieces for this game. I set these up on my miter saw with a stop so that all the pieces were the same length, and it made cutting faster. If you cut out 10.5 inch pieces of 2x4, you're going to need at minimum 6 2x4s 8 feet long to get this done. But there are going to be spots on these 2x4s you're not going to want to use. So you might want to get 1 or 2 extra 2x4s so that you have some really good pieces for your 54 game pieces. Next up, I used a round over bit on a router to smooth the edges and reduce the chances of splinters. I used a sander to sand all the edges and the faces smooth. I used 100 grit sandpaper. This was to prepare the pieces for the color. Now it was time to color the blocks. I used tempera paint that was thinned out so that it would stain the wood. I used a ratio of about 2-to-1 water to paint to thin it out so that it would sink into the pores of the wood. I brushed the color on liberally and let it soak in for about 10 minutes. Then I used a paper towel and wiped them clean and let them dry overnight. After the boards were dry, I used Turtle Wax Automotive Wax to seal the pores and give the game pieces a slicker finish. Now that all the pieces were completed, I wanted to have a place to store them. So I decided to make a storage box that could be flipped over and used as a game table as well. The bottom of the box is 3/4 inch plywood, and it's going to measure 23 inches one way and 15.5 inches the other way. The front and back sides are going to measure 12 inches wide and 23 inches long. And the left and right side are going to be 14 inches wide and 12 inches long. You'll also notice that I cut a handhold in the left and right side so that it's easier to lift the box. I used some wood glue and some 1 5/8 inch screws to put the box together. Then I chose to paint the box red so that I could locate it whenever I stored it and forgot where I put it. Now all the pieces can fit inside the box, and then whenever we want to play, we can pull the pieces out and flip the box over and use the bottom of the box as the playing surface. I also added 4 little feet to keep the playing surface off the floor when we're using the box in storage. This is going to be great to use for outside socializing this spring. Thanks for watching. I've got lots more to come.